Our top focus this morning is on the Prime Minister's visit to Varanasi. That is all decked up to welcome him. This will be the first time Narendra Modi visits his constituency after assuming charge. He's expected to adopt a village under the MP Model Village scheme today as well. The Prime Minister will be bringing with him one of the many gifts promised by him in the run-up to polls. Narendra Modi will be laying the foundation stone for a trade and crafts felicitation centre for weavers of his constituency. Let's get an word from our correspondent Preeti Chaudhary, who's from Varanasi. Preeti, lots of excitement on the ground. What are the kind of preparations that you're seeing around you?
Well, yes, Simi, bang on. Lots of excitement on the ground. And why not so? Because it was the people of Banaras, Varanasi, who voted Narendra Modi on a mandate of over 3 lakh votes. So a fair bit of expectations. Now, they want him to come good on his word. And he has given them his word on a fair bit of accounts. So in terms of preparations, well, what at least we saw, and Banaras is clearly not known to be a very clean city, but where the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan of the Prime Minister is concerned, suddenly over the last 2-3 days, you can see a lot of activity on that front in Banaras. You can see dumpers plying about, garbage being cleaned, the roads being beautified, not just the ghats. So a lot of action being done on that. The city is sprucing itself up to welcome the Prime Minister, but would like to take our viewers through the itinerary as the Prime Minister comes in for the first time to his constituency, to a very eager audience, I must add. Well, he's going to land in just about the next 10 minutes is what we're expecting at the Babatpur airport. From there on, he's going to get onto a chopper, and just this ground behind me, where you can see this massive facility here, right behind that is where Narendra Modi will be landing. He'll be making his way to this makeshift arrangement. This, if I may add, in the next 1 year will be concrete, and this is the place where a trade center would be made, especially for the weaver community of Banaras. Now, the weaver community in Banaras is about a population of 3 to 4 lakhs. Primarily coming in from the minority populations. Most of them are Muslims, and this gesture is also being seen, welcome gesture at that, welcomed by all here, as the minority outreach of the Prime Minister, because that 3 lakh voters of the weaver community did not quite go in for Narendra Modi during the Lok Sabha elections, but when we were speaking to them, a fair bit of excitement. They are hoping that the Prime Minister will come good on his word, where he said that he will work towards upliftment of the Banaras weaver and save him from exploitation. So this trade center right behind me, that is where he'd be laying the foundation stone off. From here on, as you were pointing out, Simi, earlier, he'd be going to Jayapur village. Now, under the MP model scheme, that is the village that Narendra Modi has adopted. And interestingly, it's also a village that till now has been nurtured by the RSS, and Narendra Modi would be adopting that. Right after that, he's going to come down to the BJP center, the Karyalaya here, the headquarters of the BJP. He's going to be meeting the cadre, many of whom he hasn't quite met. Those are grassroots workers, people who aided in that spectacular win that Narendra Modi achieved during the Lok Sabha elections against Arvind Kejriwal. Right. And you know what we are getting to know is that, he's been speaking to certain people. He, he's identified the people that he wants to meet who've been instrumental in that spectacular win. After that, meeting some intellectuals. Later on, we're also expecting him, to meet other people at this grand dinner organized at the Taj here. But in the night, he will retire at the BJP guest house. Tomorrow, of course, another day, and we'll keep our viewers updated. It's back to the studio. Absolutely, Preeti. And apart from addressing issues raised by the weavers community, lots of sanitation issues as well, and development of ghats also. Varanasi has lots of expectations from the Prime Minister. Well, you're completely right, Simi. And one point raised was yesterday when Uma Bharati was here. The first thing she said was that the ghats, and they're yet to identify an area that they, with that waterfront at Sabarmati in Ahmedabad, that's the kind of project that she said that would be announced where the ghats here are concerned. Also, what we are picking up is that tomorrow morning, it's not part of a scheduled itinerary, but taking off from what you were saying, the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, the Clean India campaign. Narendra Modi would be kicking it off from the Assi Ghat in Banaras. And like I was pointing out, it's not a city which, it's where its virtues lie in cleanliness. it's one of the dirtiest city. As holy as it is filthy in parts. So, to try and clean the city of Banaras, and interestingly, it's also the constituency of the Prime Minister, is going to be a mammoth task. So all of that going on the sidelines, yet to see whether or not it will actually fructify. In terms of sanitation, Banaras is one of the very few cities right now which 80%, most parts of it, maybe not 80%, but what we were picking up earlier was about 30 to 40% have open drains. So a lot of people we were talking to are expecting those small basic things that the Prime Minister promised. We did, that those comparisons that were made to Kyoto, to Beijing, most people have bought that and are hoping that the Prime Minister will deliver on that front as well.
Preeti, thanks so much for that update. The historic city of Banaras looking at Prime Minister Modi for revival. Meanwhile, in a bid to reach out to the weaver community of Varanasi, which has faced neglect for decades, the Prime Minister is expected to lay the foundation stone for a trade facilitation centre and crafts museum. The announcement for the centre had been made by the government when it presented its first budget in Parliament. The project aims at showcasing the work of the local weaving industry that has been facing neglect for decades. The traditional silk handloom industry has been fighting for survival, faced with strict competition from power looms and battling lack of infrastructure. The central government has promised to launch marketing and export centres in Varanasi as well to ensure traditional weavers are not exploited.
या प्रादेशिक सरकार से वैसी हम लोग उम्मीद करते थे भारत सरकार से या प्रादेशिक सरकार से, वैसी हम लोगों को प्रोत्साहन नहीं मिला है और इसको जीवित रखने में बहुत कठिनाई हो रही है। यही वजह है कि ये धीरे धीरे ये कला खत्म होती जा रही है।
यानी कितनी इधर में सरकार आए और गए, सभी लोग ने यही बोला कि गंगा में सफाई करेंगे, ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे, पर अभी तक कुछ भी नहीं हुआ इधर।
इनमें से किसी पर विश्वास है?
किसी पर भी नहीं। अभी तो सभी को देख लिया गया। अब नरेंद्र मोदी जी आ रहे हैं, इनको भी देखा जाएगा 5 साल कि हमारे गंगे के लिए और हमारे लोग के लिए क्या कर सकते हैं ये।